Welcome to Psychic Tuesday, and I'm your guide, Bernice Bisson. We are going to cover a lot of stuff over the next 30 minutes because we've got a lot going on in the cosmic energy. I want to first say you can find me at Bernice Bisson Psychic, and you can find me on, if you just Google me, Bernice Bisson Psychic, I'll come up. My website is at bernicebissonpsychic.com, and you can find my social media, and you can find I have a pre-order for my Oracle deck. I'm a painter and I have an Oracle deck coming out. Kind of excited about that. I have an art show May 14th here in Winnipeg, and with wine and tapas and kind of fancy. So I'm excited about that. And I'm just getting prepared for that. I read full time here from Winnipeg. And if you want a reading, go to my website. I do video reads, or you can come see me here. That'd be kind of fun. Okay, so let's get started because we've got a lot going on and people could be feeling this energy, but the big news is kind of today. We've got a solar eclipse in Aries, 19 degrees, and it's a bold reset energy because it's kind of matched with a bit of a cazimi with Mercury. And so this retrograde chaos with Venus and with Mercury is kind of a fiery start with this eclipse. And the Mercury retrograde brings a bit of chaos, but patience, people. No, don't make ultimate decisions. Don't be getting ahead of yourselves because the energy, there's far more grounding blessings as Venus and Mars are going to really balance out the divine feminine, the divine masculine coming together to balance out some of this crazy energy in communications technology, things we're seeing going on around the planet. Do I have to say it? I don't know. Look around. Now, that's overall. And we've got the solar eclipse today. It's a bold reset, and it's about action, and it's about independence, and it's about courage. About courage. And this is going to continue, and this shadow of this eclipse is going to continue for about 2 weeks, and it's going to push new beginnings. And it could be disruptive events. It could be things that just kind of break down or make you go a different direction. And know that a redirection is absolutely a blessing. Okay, any rejection is a redirection. How about that? When we get to the 10th, Mars in Pisces will conjunct Saturn. Frustration, blocks, and actions. Discipline is needed. Strategy over brute force. No reactionary energy. Remember, Mercury, we still have that shadow of the retrograde in Aries, miscommunications, delays, impulsive words, review plans. This is right until the 12th. And so the next few days, remember to be patient, that there is knowledge, there is nuggets of wisdom in these delays, these redirections. Hey, I've been telling myself that all day and all this last few days, because even in my own world, I've had, and if I go back to the beginning of this eclipse series with Aries and Libra, I would go back about 2.5 years, but 2 years, and it started with issues I had around scammers, and whether it was on social media and my own credit cards and that. And so I had one last issue recently, and I do not reach out to people on Facebook. I don't or any social media, and I have no other social media. In fact, I only have Facebook, and so I won't reach out to you. You have to find me, and you can find me on my website. So now this energy is in. So why I'm telling you that is because it made me go back and really relook at my security measures, my privacy, my passwords. I looked at everything, and I've been making changes and making all kinds of changes. And that's that kind of energy. So something like that, which is frustrating as all get up, um, made also makes me correct things that maybe I didn't see, that was the door was left open. Maybe I didn't see that, this thing's, I need to change this. Maybe I don't see. So these are all the kind of things that we in this energy where there's delays or changes like that. Uh, Venus will enter into Taurus, which is her rulership, thank goodness. And it's going to focus on some pleasure, sensuality, comforts, maybe we're taking actions to stabilize your money, particularly in this environment. But that's more of the home, like You would stabilize what you're buying. You would maybe really look for deals. Maybe really not spend a lot of money. Maybe reuse what you have. Less consumption, less consumerism. Very demure. Very very intelligent right now. Uh, we also have the sun, and it's going to conjunct Mercury, and this is April 17th, and this is the Kazemi with Mercury, where uh, Mercury goes to the sun, goes into the sun and disappears and sort of dies into the sun and is rebirthed. And it's powerful insight, very much so around communications technologies, how it impacts your life, because it'll go direct. And we are going to see like we had some recent discoveries in the world, archaeological discoveries and new sciencey discoveries through quantum science that have are mind blowing. And we're going to see even more coming with that. And I feel like if we get to April 18th and more towards the end of the month, we finally see relief. Boy, big relief, big boost of energy. We could see people reversing decisions globally, and we could see sort of if you can imagine right now the astrological energy, if you were to pull back an archer's bow, and you have the arrow in there and you're pulling back the archer's bow, and as we keep going backwards and going backwards and going backwards and falling backwards, and what feels like, particularly in our economies, everywhere, as we're feeling the tension increasing, the tension increasing. Well, come the 18th and going forward, the 15th is, especially when we have this full moon shedding light on things, as we go forward into the end of the month, we really have that archer's bow starting to go forward and starting to go forward in new directions. And the momentum, we're going to feel the momentum speeding up. And some of us might be like, whoa, 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 slow the brakes in a few areas. We could feel it speed up as we head into Taurus energy. Taurus energy is going to be feeling far more grounded than it has in a while, far more grounded, not as volatile. So there's some good stuff with that for sure. And I feel like that Venus and Mars energy working together is kind of what we need to do, eh? Kind of that overarching, and it's beneficial, and networks and connecting and coming together, communities coming together, male, female coming together, families coming together, unity. It's going to be a saving grace, frankly, in this energy. It's going to be very grounding. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to get into each of the signs. And again, sun, moon, rising. Please listen to all three if you know all three. And your divine masculine, your sun sign is I do, things you do, your social circles, your world out there. Could be work, could be friends, social, could be your community. And your divine feminine is very much your home, your body, your emotions, that I feel sort of energy. And then we have your ascendant, which is how you put both of those together and drive that energy forward. How does it move forward for you? How do you move? How do you bring that balance? And is it in balance? Is it out of balance? And how are you moving these things forward? And so that's the day-to-day routines, your tasks, that kind of stuff that really shows up under that ascendant. And so I'm going to go backwards this time. I'm going to start with Pisces because I always feel like I'm rushing Pisces. Sorry, Pisces. I always feel like I talk a lot and then I get to the end of my 30 minutes, which sounds like a lot, but frankly, in radio time, it's really not a lot of time when my readings are normally an hour. And so if you came to see me for a reading, I go deep into, and I do a lot of psychic and medium work. I'm an astrologer, I'm a numerologist. I work with your birth charts if you wish. I combine them all together. I look at life path stuff. I'm really intrigued by past life journeys. And I do solid medium work, and all of my readings are recorded. I insist you record your reading. So for 37 years, I know I'm old, 37 years, my readings have been recorded. And I insist because I talk a lot in your reading. And my gift is clairvoyance. That's hands down. And I have decades of recordings that have come back because I have a podcast. And I have a free podcast, and you can listen to it on many platforms, wherever your platforms are for podcasts. If you Google Bernice Bisson, Soul Medicine, Psychic, that's where you'll find me. And in fact, the Oracle deck I'm about to release is the Soul Medicine Journey Oracle deck. and it's the final, and I will not be using the soul medicine name after I've produced the oracle deck. I'm putting it to bed. It's a closure in my life, and I'm moving on to a new inspired company, which I will share in future dates. And I have a whole new thing coming out that I'm pretty excited about that to share with everybody. But let's get into it, folks. Let's do it. Okay, let's start with Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. Value yourself properly. Financial matters require attention. Tighten up budgets. Rethinking resources. This is and come after mid-month, Venus will come in and help you become more, and your words, your actions, your technologies, how you approach, more magnetic and healing. And I know, tighten up budget. I know. I feel like everybody right now, this is teaching us to revalue money. Pisces, revalue money, revalue what is old, what is new. They revalue consumption, revalue what do you really need. This is really what we're being shown in the economy. And so for you as a Pisces, you've had structured Saturn really disciplining you, and you're in this final year. 2025 is really going to bring you discipline with that Saturn energy in your sign. And once it leaves, you've learned something about your money the last few years. And now with this final eclipse, and as we move forward, you're going to really be able to get a handle on. You might even see some momentum once, if you've tightened up your budget the last few months. You might be really starting to see some momentum or some savings or ability to pay down debt. So this is going on for you guys in Pisces. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Say what you mean, Aquarius. Communications can be slippery. Speak clearly, double check details. You could find that this retrograde energy gets your foot in your mouth, saying the wrong thing to the wrong person, the wrong time. You meant this, but it came out like that. And it could also make you lose your phone and stuff. So watch that phone. Watch where your wallet is. Watch where you leave these things around. And so it's about being very mindful about your words, very mindful about your presence. Don't rush out the door. Don't let people fluster you or get you into a scurry, because I feel like that's when you're forgetting stuff. That's when you're leaving it behind there, Aquarians. Don't do it. Just center yourself, solve yourself, and go, count down. Do I got my keys? Do I got my phone? Do I got that? And count those things down, because you're going to find this next 10 days can be a bit slippery around that. And then after that, home, comforts, and strong roots become your reward. You could find you've got good neighbors, who bringing over food or saying, hey, I've extra this, I've extra that. Do you need this? You could find community, finding some acceptance, community, and even family getting together. You could find that there's something really quite good around that for you guys the last 2 weeks of this month. But again, just watch what's going on right now, being mindful now. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. Fortifying your foundation. This is family and home matters could erupt or renew, and so they could erupt and then renew and find healings, blessings. Just like you could find new solutions to old problems, you could find new ways of dealing with things there, Capricorns. Stay cool amid household drama, your household, in-laws household, kids household, people's households. And you could be sitting there and your friend starts fighting with her husband, and you hear stuff come out of their mouths that you wish you didn't. And so you could have uncomfortable moments like that. And so just this is going to be a time, though, with any disruption that shows up in those foundations, whether they're right generally in yours and they affect you, or people right around you that you care about. Just know that this is really showing you where you can rebuild, renew leases, change in another apartment in the building. You can be making changes to the foundations of your life. And then as we get to the end of the month, Venus gifts your creative and romantic life starting mid-month. Relax a little. Learn to have fun. Go play. Go enjoy things you could. Find that you have creative dates. You could have some creative efforts that you're really pouring your emotions into that feel pretty deep and pretty grounding for you. And that could be very much around even decorating your home. Okay? You could find some real glory in that, Capricorns. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Hey, Saggies. Create from the heart. Romantic and creative adventures stir, But Mercury's going to warn against impulsiveness, impulsive spending, impulsive words, impulsive actions, impulsive plan making, where you're double booking yourself, or your partner said this and you booked that, and now gets confused. So be really mindful about overbooking yourself as well, or promising more, or thinking you can get more done on the weekend than you really thought you could. And you're like, oh, I'm going to go to Home Depot and I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and I need to do this and do that. And you're going to find that you're going to run out of time. And so just you're going to have to be really focused on what message or what you're trying to create, what you're trying to develop. Um, Focus on joy and tie up old projects before launching new ones. And so this is the theme the whole month for you. Don't start new stuff. You know, if you need to finish drywalling, finish drywalling. If you need to finish organizing your cupboards, spring cleaning, whatever that is, little Sagittarians, get on that, because I feel like it really, that gives you a sense of freedom once you don't have responsibilities. Like you're like checking things off your list. Boy, are you going to feel good in a couple of weeks. You're going to feel like, ah, I feel very lighthearted. I can go have fun now. So free up yourself for some nice weather coming. Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, master your craft. Health and work demands recalibration. And don't rush things. You're going to perfect your system slowly. Think things out. You'd be thinking out business plans. You could be thinking out new ways of working, new ways of working, new ways of your health. You can have new disciplines. You're like, oh, like, you know, I've been thinking about my chicken arms for the last like week, and I'm like, B, you just got to get back to the weights. Got to get back to the weights. So, and just the small disciplines in life, you know, and just getting to the details to be more functional, to recalibrate. Don't push, don't go crazy with it. Stick to a really reasonable, methodical, little step at a time plan, Scorpios, and you're going to find you're going to win that. You're going to feel like you're winning that. And near the end of the month, Venus brings a wave of love and beneficial contracts around the 15th going forward. You can get love from clients. You can get love from new, and this is if you're if you're looking for new love, looking for new relationships, looking for new people, you're going to find that the 15th of this month going over 6 weeks from there is going to be pretty hot for you guys. Maybe you're changing things up, you're on a new regimen, you're feeling good about finances, and then you're going to take time to play and go and meet people. I feel like it's going to feel pretty darn good for you. Libra, sun, moon, rising. Boy, this is a big relationship reset. Why do I say that? Well, holy moly, you just had, like today, you have a major eclipse happening in your house of partnership. And so they can shift dramatically, they can deepen, you can decide to commit to someone. You could decide to build a relationship with someone. You could also decide to finally get out of something that really wasn't working well for you. So expect the unexpected and stay balanced. And I think you could have signs of that already. I mean, if your relationship's hanging by a thread, I mean, it won't even take the eclipse to end it. I feel like it's just going to take, one disappointment and it's kind of done. So just keep that in mind. And that Venus will bless your intimacy and finances mid-month, healing, then build. Like you could heal the relationship from this. You can get things out in the open. You could really take on a new thing as a team, because boy, Libra, you've been lacking that team reciprocity, for the last while, and you're really craving that. And I'm really, sending you that beautiful energy, Libra, that you get that beautiful partnership sort of reciprocity that you've been kind of to balance out for you. I feel like that's more the end of the month. Virgo, sun, moon, rising. Trust the process, Virgo. Boy, and every Virgo is just cringing when I said that. Like, oh, I've been trusting the process, and I've been sticking to it. Yes, you have. Keep sticking to it. You still have to stick to it a little bit longer. I promise you're getting there, but a little bit longer. You've got inner transformations going on, intense. So your mind is going woo, 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 woo. And you could be finding a lot of anxiety going on. You could find that your nervous system, your cortisol is just going nuts. This is really getting you to really maybe take care of details. You could find financial ties could be revised. You could just have to breathe through a bit of the discomfort the next little while, because I feel like once that pressure's off and these plans go direct, you're going to really start to feel mid-month that your travel or your spiritual development, your plans for the future, your vision for the future, your dream state feels very renewed, very freeing, maybe a good escape, in fact. And you could find, if you're in the negative energy, that you could be escaping. So you could be finding ways through, different addictions, through different vices, through different distractions that you could be escaping. So keep that in mind too. Um, and good luck there, Virgos. You'll make it. You'll make it. I promise. And I feel like we're all holding collective breath right now, everybody. We're all holding our breath collectively in different parts of our lives. So you're not alone. And as we start to see people exhale and things sort of exhaling, we're going to get there. We just need a little bit of that Taurus energy, which is more the mid to the end of the month. Right now, we got fire action energy, making us take action in areas we need to. Leo, speaking of fire, expand carefully. Big dreams call, but Mercury warns you double check plans and double check locks, double check where you're going, double check the route, double check the tracking number. You could find that there's all these little quirky things trip you up, become problems later. You're going to find, though, mid-month career rewards blossom, and commit to excellence, not just ambition. You could really have some new things, new ideas, new ways of working, some new exciting new projects that could really excite you, Leo, and that could really bring you into a new focus, because it could feel like you could have had a lot of distress around home, family, marriage, relationships, and that could include in-laws, sibling groups and that. But you guys have been trying to make your way through this really volatile energy the last 2 years, something about that. And you're coming to a place, Leo, where you're going to be able to kind of move beyond it. And you're going to feel the shift even by the end of the month. And we'll all take a collective exhale. Right? Yes, you'll see. You'll see. We're going to have a party. We're going to have a psychic party where we're going to collectively exhale from all this insane energy going on. All right, Cancerian, sun, moon, rising, my little crabs, you're rising to the occasion. Boy, courageous hearts. You crabs have courageous hearts. Career moves spark suddenly. Stay graceful if challenges block your path. So you could find that whether it's career, papers, paperwork, court cases, legal battles, anything you're trying to move forward, that you could really find that you're motivated, and there's opportunities perking, but there is some hassles, challenges, things that you got to resolve, or you got to get the details in order. You get all the players in the game. You got to get all your lists made. You got to get more information, is really, I think, what it's about. And I feel like as you sort of gather your information, you're going to feel more confident to move forward, particularly anything to do with work. Fame is possible, but demands patience. Boy, and that could be notoriety. So, careful what you say on Facebook. It could go, or what you say on social media, it could go viral. So what you're putting out there. But then again, hey, it could go viral. Maybe trying to raise money for something. And you're like, oh my gosh, look, it took off, and the campaign's happening. And Venus is going to bring some sweet allies, some helpers, some people coming to help you, people coming to stand by your side there, Cancerian. So that feels pretty darn good, huh? You guys like that stuff. Despite having a reputation of a hard shell, you're soft and squishy inside. Gemini, sun, moon, rising, rebuild your circles. Friendships could shift. Mercury retrogrades can stir some misunderstandings. Listen twice and speak once there, Gemini. Sometimes you could get excited. You could find that, maybe you just have friends that don't even jive with you, though. And you could find maybe you outgrew them. They could feel a bit outdated. It could feel a bit like, what am I doing here? Why am I with these people? And it could even be that you've really come to terms with your own lifestyle choices, that in these lifestyle choices, you could have decided to move on from, say, drinking, and now you're not hanging around your drinking buddies. You could have started to go to the gym and start hanging around gym buddies. So you're going to have a real shift in this kind of stuff. And but it comes from a really internal place of your own internal shift. So it's not just about breakup and you're not friends with your friends no more. I feel like it's more about, you might be circling away. Your vibration could be raising. You could be switching up who you're hanging around with. And that could just come out by putting your foot in your mouth. So careful with that too, a little bit. Okay, Gemini? Okay. By mid-April, though, you could set some long-term goals that align with your soul. So And this comes around your house of friendship and your social circle. So you could decide to sign up for a class. You can decide to sign up for a league. You could decide to sign up for anything like that where you're able to really find new social circles. And it comes from developing yourself. Hey, a pottery class, a cooking class. It could be just going to a new pub. Could be new places you like to hang and get new friends. Shows up around you. I feel like it's good, and that could even be rekindling friendships as well. I'd accept that. I think that's good. Taurus, sun, moon, rising. Oh, Taurus is retreat to renew. Hidden things come to light, right? And rest and recharge behind the scenes. Like you could find out that people just are not as nice as you thought they were, or you could find out that hidden bills, something that you could have forgotten, hidden expenses, hidden fees, hidden um, uh, ties. Things have strings attached. So check those things. If people are offering you something for free, or if it looks too good to be true, I almost feel like probably is there, Taurus. And to avoid that, I feel like just rest at home, go for a walk, keep it low key. This isn't the time to run to the mall and go spendy spend. This is the time to really enjoy what you have and sort of deepen your relationship with your home and your environment. And Venus, I feel like, is going to bless you when it shows up, and it's going to make you magnetic again and sexy and smelling good. And people coming out of the woodwork with Venus in your sign because it adds a little pizzazz. And then joining that at the end of the month, you've got the sun, you'll have Mercury up, there's all this great energy in Taurus, which and the planet Uranus is moving on, which it's gonna feel good. It's not gonna feel so disruptive, particularly around relationships, huh? Kind of exciting. And finally, we get to Aries, sun, moon, rising. I saved the biggest for the last because boy, oh boy, this eclipse strikes your sign. Expect a profound shakeup. Watch your temper and reframe delays as divine protection, because I got to tell you, this is huge for you in your identity, where you work, where you live. You are stepping forward into a whole new identity. And this Mercury Kazemi, we've got the sun, we've got Neptune, we've got Saturn, all sort of joining into your sign, joining Chiron. So there's like profound changes that are really setting you into a new direction. And then I feel like by the end of the month, you're focused on your resources, your self-worth, how you see yourself, how you value yourself, and you have a new shift in perspective, which feels huge for you, Aries. So hang in there, Aries, because I know you're going to do it, and like you always do. And once this birthday season spits you out, you are renewed and ready for action. And you can find me at BerniceBissonPsychic.com. I'm here every Tuesday for Psychic Tuesday on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck Television. I'm so happy to join you and share what I know in astrology. And I look forward to seeing everybody again in 7 days.